welcome to another edition of EsojayiludunTv. This week I'll be looking at the topic, who am I? Finding my identity. Who am I? Finding my identity. This week's topic is inspired by a message I shared at Tower of David, RCCG Parish over the weekend. Who am I? Finding my identity. So a good place to start is to define the word identity. Your identity is who you are, how you're viewed by the world, those characteristics that define you uniquely. An example of identity would be someone's name. I am EsojayiludunTv. That is an identity. Hearing the name alone implies that I'm Yoruba, EsojayiludunTv. Now, there are also characteristics that can actually be displayed that helps people to identify clearly who someone is. For example, it's often said that it's not too difficult to tell who a Nigerian is, even where you find them anywhere in the world. You'll see a bit of aggression. Sometimes, most of the time, the tone of conversation is a little on the loud side, and you just see that can-do spirit. Those are identities that help you to characterize. So an identity basically, again, is who you are, your name, or those peculiar characteristics that makes it a little easier to identify you. In those days, you have tribal marks. Those were also forms of identity. So from the tribal marks, you could tell where practically anyone comes from. That is identity. Now, let us dig a little bit deeper into the subject of self-identity. Who am I? And to do that, we need to be a bit more self-aware. Now, self-awareness is the ability to focus on yourself, on how your actions, your thoughts, or your emotions are aligned with your internal standards. Self-awareness is important because when we're able to have a better understanding of ourselves, then we'll be able to experience ourselves as unique individuals, separate from others. When we get that in tune with who we are, then we master our emotions better and we're able to relate better with other parties. That's what really is called emotional intelligence. The mastery of self, which is riding on an understanding and a knowledge of your unique characteristics as an individual, and you use that understanding also to understand other people better and then master your relationship with them. Because self-awareness actually leads to self-discovery. Now, it's difficult to self-discover on your own without the help of some role model or someone who's been where you'd like to be or someone who is ahead of you in one way or the other. They help you. That's what coaches do, for example. And you'll notice exceptionally successful athletes have coaches. I tell you, exceptionally successful human beings also have coaches. They're called life coaches. That's what I do, right? So you need people like me to help move you from one level of life to the next stage in your life, in your business, in your relationships, in your money management, in your people skills, in your communication skills. Basically, guiding you step by step. You see, all of us, all human beings, we're product of three major life impacts. One is hereditary, the family we're born into. Two is environmental factors, right from birth to this moment that you're listening to me. Three, the role models you have been exposed to or you may even have submitted yourself to throughout your life journey. These three factors greatly impact the choices we make and obviously what we get out of life. Unfortunately, we can't do anything about hereditary. You can't change the family you're born into. But you can change the choices you make from when you begin to be alert and able to make choices on your own. And make choices to change your environment if you don't like where you are or what you're getting out of life, or you're not working on purpose. You can change the role models you have exposed yourself to. So you change those two things, role models you expose yourself to and the environment, I guarantee you in the next few weeks, months or years, you'll be significantly ahead of where you are currently on your path to fulfillment of purpose and success. Now, that's what coaches do. They help you to work on your environmental factors, and the role models that may have been wrong all through your life. Over the weekend at the RCCG Tabernacle of David program, one of the questions I was asked was, is there an age limit to self-discovery? Is there a time when it becomes too late to find and fulfill purpose? The truth is, there's no age limit, but I dare say you're better off discovering much earlier in life. Don't forget you're here for a purpose. And the earlier you start to find and live on that purpose, the better. That's why, unfortunately, many actually die without living out their purpose. Now, if you're struggling with a discovery of purpose, how to find purpose, just use the BOATS acronym, BOATS. BOATS acronym, BOATS. Try and introspect and think deeply. What gives you a burden? That's a B. What opportunities are you uniquely exposed to? That's the O. Ability. What abilities are uniquely yours? What abilities do you have that comes naturally to you? That's the A. T. What trials have you had to go through? Yes, trials. Failures, rejections, abuse, painful moments, life-threatening situations. Sometimes purpose is found through trials. And the last acronym in the acronym, the S of the BOATS, what gives you the most satisfaction? Something you love doing. Like what I'm doing now gives me a lot of satisfaction. I just enjoy impacting life, sharing from my own life's journey, trying to make sure those that listen to me and follow me, my mentees and my coaches, that they achieve in 5 years what it took me 15 years to achieve. So this gives me greater satisfaction. So follow the BOATS acronym and it will help you discover your purpose. And once you find it, please start to live on purpose. The earlier, the better. And yes, there's a link between your identity, who you really are, and your career choices. At some point in life, we all take up jobs just to earn a living, to keep body and soul together. But if you spend 30 years just doing that, then you've wasted 30 years of your life. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of people do. So that's why it's also important to find out who you really are, this journey of self-discovery. Because when you find who you really are, therein lies your strength. Therein lies your economic status. Therein lies all the income you're looking for. It's all buried in your purpose, in who you are. So many of us thought, I'm an economist by training, but then after 19 years in the banking industry, I just wasn't fulfilled. I left as a general manager, joining as a youth corper in 19 years, but I just wasn't fulfilled until I found my purpose, which is what I'm doing now. Coaching, teaching, inspiring, basically impacting people's lives positively. I found purpose. You need to find yours as well. So your career is actually linked also to a discovery of who you are so that you don't waste all of your life. Now, my 19 years in the banking industry were not exactly wasted because a lot of things I acquired and learned through those 19 years are helpful to what I do and who I am today. But then I still wish I had started this a lot earlier. It's more fulfilling, I tell you. You see, some people want it to happen. Some people wish it will happen. But some people make it happen. Which are you? I beg you to belong to those who make it happen. So that life you want, that future you desire, that position you seek, that job you want, make it happen. Don't just want it. Don't just wish it. Dreams are free. Dream, yes. But then act. And to act right and get it right, you need a coach. You need a coach. Now, drop the bone. Drop the bone. Drop the bone. There was a story I stumbled on recently, and that's where the drop the bone phrase comes from. There was a car speeding up on an express road, and here was a dog with a bone in its mouth, running towards the express road in an attempt to cross the road. And the driver observed that at the speed at which he was coming on the express road, and relative to the speed at which the dog was trying to run to get onto the road, there was no way he wasn't going to hit the dog and definitely kill the dog because of the speed at which the vehicle was coming. But then the driver noticed that just before the dog got to the impact points, the impact spots of car and dog, the dog's speed accelerated. And then the dog went through without the car hitting it. The driver was so shocked and looked in his rearview mirror, only to notice that apparently the dog had dropped the bone in its mouth soon before the impact point. And that bone that the dog dropped enabled the dog to run a lot faster. So its speed increased, and that split-second increase in its speed saved the dog's life. That bone may be in your mouth, may be what is holding you back from a self-discovery and a fulfillment of purpose. Is it those group of friends you hang out with? It could be a bone. Is it that habit? It could be a bone. Is it that need to acquire further studies, to call a coach, to stand up and go do something about yourself and your life that you're refusing to do? Is it fear? Is it uncertainty? Is it doubt? That's a bone. If you don't drop that bone, you're going to be hit and die without realizing, not to talk of fulfilling purpose. I pray that won't be your portion. Now, if you'd like to engage a coach, that's what I do for a living. No, sorry, that's not what I do for a living. My employers shouldn't hear this. I have my 9-to-5 job. But this really is who I am now. A coach, certified John Maxwell, teacher, coach, and speaker. So you need a coach to help you fine-tune your growth plan and to move you forward in life, in your career, in your business, to help you drop that bone and help you get it right. You can contact me through the email you see on the screen scrolling here. It's info@EsojayiludunTv.com. Again, info@EsojayiludunTv.com. If you'd like to engage my services for your organization strategy sessions, or engage any of my other services, personal coaching, or buy any of my 6 books, you can access all of those by going to my website, www.EsojayiludunTv.com. www.EsojayiludunTv.com. Thank you again, the growing Esojayiludun television community. I enjoy coming up to you this way every Wednesday. Until I come again this time next week, have a wonderful, blessed, and fruitful week. Bye-bye.